In this video, we are going to talk on sex determination mechanisms. So, sex can be determined in many manners. It can be chromosomal, it is also known as genetic. It can be hormonal, it can be environmental, or it can be metabolic. But in our topic, we will study only about the chromosomal or genetic sex determination mechanism. So in the year 1831, there was a scientist, his name was Henke, and he was a German biologist. He was working on some insects, and during the experiments, he observed a body which is present in the nucleus of these insects, right? So he was studying spermatogenesis, right? So during the study of spermatogenesis, he saw or he observed a body which was present in the nucleus of the sperms, right? And he named this body as X body. Later on, by different scientists, it was found out this X body is nothing but it is a chromosome. Then it was called X chromosome. And then after few years, it was found out this X chromosome is responsible for determining the sex of the individual or the insects. Then it was known as a sex chromosome. Right? So earlier it was called X body, then it was called a chromosome, then later on it was called a sex chromosome. Right? So under this topic, we will study about male and female heterogamety. Right? So first one is male heterogamety. What is male heterogamety? Male heterogamety means when the male produces different kinds of the gametes and the female produce same kind of gametes, then it is known as male heterogamety. And the second one is the female heterogamety. So first we will study about male heterogamety. Under male heterogamety, we will study two examples of sex determination mechanism. First is XO, XX type male heterogamety, right? Just now I told you, in these examples of sex determination, the male produces two different kinds of the sperms or the gametes, and the female produce same kinds of X or female gametes, right? This XO or XX male heterogamety is found in grasshoppers. In grasshoppers, the male grasshoppers have one X chromosome and the female grasshoppers have two X chromosomes. They have autosomes also. Autosomes are non-sex chromosomes. So they have, male grasshoppers have only one X chromosome or one sex chromosome, and the female have two sex chromosomes. During gamete formation, suppose this is a grasshopper, male grasshopper, it will produce 50% of the sperms which will have this X chromosome. 50% of the sperms will carry this X chromosome, and 50% of these sperms will not carry any X chromosome, right? Similarly, the female grasshoppers will produce eggs, and all the eggs will have the X chromosome. Now, when this egg which is laid by the female, if this egg is fertilized by this sperm, so the fertilized egg will have two XX chromosome, and this fertilized egg will form a female grasshopper. Now, if the egg is fertilized by this sperm, if it is fertilized by this sperm, the fertilized egg will be of this type, and such fertilized egg will develop into a male grasshopper, right? So this is the XO-XX type male heterogamety. Second type of male heterogamety is, which is found in human beings and Drosophila. It is XY-XX type. Here again, the males are able to produce two kinds of sperms. Suppose this is a male, it will produce two sperms. Some 50% of the sperms will carry the X chromosomes, 50% of the sperms will carry the Y chromosome, but the females will produce eggs which will always carry the X chromosome. Now, when this egg is fertilized by the X carrying sperm, the fertilized egg will develop into a female child. If this egg is fertilized by a Y carrying sperm, the fertilized egg will develop into a male child, right? So this was another example of male heterogamety. In the female heterogamety, one example is there, and it is ZW, ZZ type, right? And this is present in birds or fowls, right? Now, since it is an example of female heterogamety, here the female is able to produce two kinds of eggs, but the male produces only a single kind of sperm. Now, if suppose this is a female, it will produce the eggs. 50% of the eggs will have Z chromosomes. Here we have used this terminology ZW just to avoid the confusion. There it was XY, XX. Now here it is ZW, ZZ, just to avoid the confusion, right? The female will produce 50% of the eggs which will carry the Z chromosome, 50% of the eggs with W chromosome, and the males will produce all the sperms which have Z chromosome. Now, if this Z sperm fertilized this egg, will get this fertilized egg ZZ, and it will form a male fowl, right? And if this sperm fertilized this egg, the fertilized egg will be ZW type and it will develop into a female fowl, right? So this is female heterogamety. Then one very different example we see, that is in the case of honeybees, and it is a very interesting case also. Honeybees. In the honeybees, the female honeybee is diploid. The female honeybee is diploid. All the body cells of female honeybee have 32 chromosomes, but the male honeybee have 16 chromosomes only, or we can say it is haploid, right? So during gamete formation, when the female honeybee lays eggs, when it produces eggs, these eggs will be produced by meiosis, because the gametes are always haploid. Here the female is diploid, so whenever it will form the eggs or the female gametes will always be produced by meiosis, right? So these are the eggs, and these eggs are haploid because they are the result of meiosis, and all eggs will carry 16 chromosomes only, right? But the male honeybee is already haploid. It cannot produce, or it will not produce the sperm by meiosis. Otherwise, the sperm will have only 8 chromosomes. Okay. Since it is already haploid, it will produce the sperms or the male gametes by mitosis. And all these sperms will carry 16 chromosomes. Right? Now, it is a very interesting case. Some of the eggs are fertilized when suppose these two eggs get fertilized by the sperms, right? So when the eggs are fertilized by the sperms, the fertilized egg, this is a fertilized egg, right? So how many chromosomes will it have? It will have 32, right? Because 16 chromosomes come from egg, 16 will come from the sperm. So these fertilized egg will have 32 chromosomes, and after development, these fertilized eggs will develop into female honeybees, right? And some of the eggs, they don't get fertilized, and they will also form the babies, right? So these eggs are not fertilized by sperms and these will remain unfertilized. But even after being unfertilized, they will also form the honeybees, and these honeybees which are produced from these unfertilized eggs are the male honeybees. Right? So in the honeybees, fertilized eggs will form the female honeybees and unfertilized egg will form the male honeybees. Now there is a line in the book. Male honeybees don't have fathers but they have grandfathers. What is the meaning of this line? See, this is a male honeybee, right? This male honeybee is produced from the unfertilized egg. It means for the production of these honeybees, only the egg is responsible. Sperms were not there, right? So sperms come from the fathers. But these honeybees developed only from the mother's eggs. They did not require sperms for their production. So we can say these honeybees don't have fathers because they did not use the sperms, right? But they have grandfathers. What is the meaning of this thing? These eggs are produced from this female honeybee, right? And these female honeybee was produced from eggs and sperms both. Because I told you, for the production of female honeybees, we need both eggs and the sperms, right? Also, this female honeybee, which is now mother of these male honeybees, she was also produced by eggs and sperms both, right? So these sperms were from the father, right? Male and female, right? So female eggs and the male sperms, when they fuse with each other, female honeybees were formed. And these female honeybees when laid eggs, some of our eggs were unfertilized and male honeybees were produced. So these male honeybees, they don't have fathers, right? They don't need them. But because they are produced from these female honeybees, they require males, right? So you can say this male, it is the grandfather of this male, right? Or it is the paternal grandfather, or nana you can say, right? So this is a very interesting case about the sex determination in female honeybees, and this is all in the sex determination. Thank you.